Just last week I was sitting in the office of my nephrologist, Dr. Tim Furlong at St Vincent's Hospital. We were talking actually about the possibility of a kidney transplant for me. And Tim in his conversation said to me, "Gary," he said, "you are handling this very well." My response to that was, "What would you like me to screen?" Tim said that if he'd have caught something freaky like Legionella and ended up with kidney failure, he'd have been shitty on the world for 12 months. But just because I'm not running around breaking car windows or smashing phone boxes if they still exist, doesn't mean I'm handling the situation perfectly either, I might point out. I've been through a lot since the dialysis started, and it's actually now being housebound virtually because of the peritoneal dialysis 4 times a day that I've suddenly come to the realisation that not many people know much about dialysis and what it entails. I certainly didn't have a bloody clue till I got Legionella. So I thought I would do this short video to explain why I reject a lot of things at the moment and why it's almost impossible for me to be away from home at the dialysis time. And when you have to dialyse 4 times a day, that's a serious restriction on your movements. To start with, if I was to go anywhere just for one dialysis session, or if I was to go away for a day, firstly, I would need this. That's the heater that heats up these, the bags, because they're not good red wine. They can't be taken at room temperature. You've got your drain in bag and your drain out bag, and you've got 2 litres of fluid in this one. So they need and require to be heated. Then you would need the Aqueum hand gel. Then you would need the methylated spirits to disinfect everywhere where you are going to touch anything whilst you are dialysing. Then of course you need the surgical tape. And of course you need your gauze pad dressings, the antibacterial pads for your exit wound. You need the clamps for your pipes off your bag and your clothes. You need the mini cap, which goes on the end of your catheter when you're finished dialysing. You need your face mask so you don't sneeze on your catheter while it's exposed. You also need your myriad of tablets, in all 17 a day, for everything from phosphate binders to blood pressure tablets, etc. Furthermore, if you were going to have a shower whilst you were away, you would need a new dressing because you have to change your dressing every time you have a shower. You would also need the antibacterial cream, and you would also have to make sure you disinfected the bathroom and had clean linen before you used it. So at the end of the day, the amount of junk you've got to cart around with you when you have to dialyse away from home makes it basically impossible for you to be anywhere else. If you were to go away for a day or 24 hours, you need 4 of the bags. Now, at the end of the day, they each weigh 2 litres each. So by the time you packed anything, you'd have no room for luggage. The second thing that goes into it is the restriction on your diet. You're not allowed to eat this, you're not allowed to eat that, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to drink that. So that also becomes a pain in the arse if someone invites you to their house for a meal, because you have to turn around and say to them, "Look, I can't eat this. Can you soak the potatoes for 2 hours in water and drain them off before you use them if you're going to use potatoes," etc. Nobody wants to cook under those type of circumstances. Furthermore, you can't party because you can't drink. So at the end of the day, you can have 2 drinks per day if you wish, 2 drinks of wine or 2 drinks of beer, and you can't save them all up and have them on a Sunday. So you can't have 14 at any one time. So I've asked the doctor that, but apparently not. Furthermore, you can't bath, you can't go swimming. And I certainly don't want to take my clothes off or my shirt off in front of anyone at the moment, because having 12 inches of tubing hanging out of your stomach hardly qualifies for body art, even in the era where everyone's got body piercings. So at the end of the day, the restrictions that the dialysis places on you is quite dramatic. Yes, I am trying to get onto the kidney transplant list to have some semblance of normality, because make no mistake about it, since I've been on dialysis, your life is no longer normal. You feel normal for about 15 minutes of a morning when you wake up, and you know the first thing you have to do when you get out of bed is hook yourself up and dialyse. It's also the last thing you do before you go to bed of a night. So therefore, there is no escape from the dialysis regime. So at the end of the day, if I can get on the transplant list, I may have some sort of normal life again at some stage in the future if I'm fortunate enough to get a donor. If I'm not, I'm stuck with the bags and I'm stuck with the dialysis for the rest of my life. I'm hoping I get a transplant, but now you know why I don't go a lot of places at the moment, and if I get a transplant, I may be able to change that. Here's hoping.